Hey, I'm Aja A, and welcome to Sunshine Haze. Don't forget to check out all the links that I have listed down in the description box, and if you like the video, please give me a little thumbs up. If you have any questions after the video is over, feel free to drop them down below. I try to respond to everyone. And if you all know people interested in astrology, numerology, tarot, or whatever I'm talking about on this channel, go on and send them this link. And don't forget to hit subscribe. And of course, thanks for tuning in and rocking with me. May this info help y'all live your best lives. Peace. Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. This is Aja A. As you see tarot cards on your screen, you know it's time for a new moon reading. This time around we are looking at the Sagittarius lunar cycle, looking at the month of December. And this video is for my fellow Cancer suns, Cancer moons, also like myself, and Cancer risings. If you feel like what I'm saying in this video isn't resonating with you, please keep in mind it's a general reading. You are more than welcome to check out your moon and or rising sign, which are linked down below in the description box, okay? So this is going to be the typical 4-card spread. We're looking at the energy popping up for us so that we need to be tapping into during this next month. Any challenges or obstacles we might be facing. As we are dealing with Sagittarius lunar cycle energy, we're going to be looking at where you need to be like Nike. People say Nike, but it's actually pronounced Nike. Fun fact. Be like Nike and just do it. Take action. You know, tap into some fire. And as always, a quick little soul message, something extra for you to take away with you from this spread, okay? So let's just go on and get started, Cancer. First card that we've got popping up is in the position of the energy, and we've got the Thinker here. This card has popped up for a few people. I don't remember which signs, but a few of us have gotten this Thinker card coming up here. And I think this is this can be contributed to that philosophical energy of Sagittarius, but also keep in mind that we've got the Gemini full moon during this lunar cycle as well. So with that being said, there's a lot of shit going on in our heads during the month of December. And I feel like during this month, Cancers are going to be kind of quiet as far as communication goes. And not in the sense that you don't have anybody to talk to or you don't have any messages to relay. I just pick up on this energy that there are just things transpiring, situations popping up, changes that are happening, and you feel that it might be best to kind of just observe and work through the things in your head as opposed to speaking up or speaking out loud about what is going on or about how you feel, right? I also pick up on there's going to be a couple of things going down during the month of December, and just keep in mind that December is holiday season, so that means that family comes back around. And a lot of Cancers, although they carry this maternal energy and they're considered the mamas of the zodiac and they're very family oriented, that's also where a lot of their stress comes from and a lot of their anxiety. So I get the sense that this holiday season, you might be kind of laying low, flying under the radar. Not, and I keep saying not wanting to speak up, but not in the sense that you need to speak up. You got things to say. More so in the sense of you're kind of like, I'm going to keep quiet on this one because this one's not for me to speak on. This one is not for me to explain to y'all. This is not for me to dictate. This is not for me to help y'all work through. It's more so like I just need to sit back and watch and kind of process this as it transpires so that I understand myself, I understand the people around me, I understand my situations a little bit better, and so I can move and act accordingly, right? I also pick up on this sense, especially with that Gemini full moon energy, with this Thinker card coming in. You guys are really we're really in our heads during this month of December, and not in a bad way. I don't pick up on a negative energy. I just pick up on, Cancer, you guys are coming up on, our half birthdays. This is the half point, the half mark of the year for us. So a very reflective time, thinking about the things that have transpired over the past 6 months, thinking about how we want the next 6 months or the rest of this year to go for us, and thinking of what we need to shift and what we need to change. So again, although there's going to be a lot of stuff going on around us, there's also going to be a lot of stuff going on within us as well. And there's a lot that we're processing during this month of December. And I just get the sense that we need this time to process whatever all of that is, because processing it is going to help us move forward when we come into the new year, when we get ready to move into the springtime and wrap up our own years. Okay, that glare is driving me crazy. So yeah, also very quickly wanted to talk about the numerology associated with this card. It's 44, which is not a master number, but it does carry a very high vibration it is 4 that appears twice. So the energy of 4 is amplified. Thinking about our foundations, thinking about our stability, thinking about all of the things that we do and that we have put into place, and how they're working out, how they're not, how we can improve, how we could, you know, lay off a little bit, etc., and all that good stuff. Also, 44 is a number associated with the energy of the angels, and angels being around you and supporting you, and you know, just helping you along the way as you move along your path. Okay, so just keep that in mind during this month of December. I don't get that Cancers are going to be, I also kind of don't feel that a lot of us are in the holiday spirits for some reason, and it's not because we're down in the dumps. I think it's just because there's a lot that we're trying to figure out, and we can't simultaneously really do that effectively while also really thinking about the holidays. Message, this is a general spread, so that may not resonate with all of y'all. If it didn't, you can check out a different video. All right. Next card that we've got coming up in our spread is in the position of the challenging energies, or the obstacles that we might be facing. And you've got an 11 card here. You've got emotion and intellect. And I found this interesting, crossing the thinker position, which is why I was giving so much of that familial energy to that message. You've got emotion and you've got intellect. And I was saying there's going to be things going on around you, Cancer, especially with it being the holidays, probably some family shit. And this card is in the crossing position because I feel like a lot of you have gotten to this point to where you're like, look, I have done my work, I have worked through my shit, and I understand my triggers, and I understand what makes things worse for me. And I get this sense that some of you guys are in situations or in spaces during this month of December where you are around some triggers, where you are reminded of some things that you may have held heavy on your heart at one time. And although you may have worked through them, anytime you go through something shitty or go through something bad or deal with a tough situation, although you may work through it and heal from it, anytime, there's always that emotion of hurt or pain or anger or sadness associated with it. So you've got this emotion and intellect card here, and I feel that it's in a crossing position because a lot of you Cancers are being put into spaces to where you're like, yeah, I'm being triggered, or yeah, this is not healthy for me, this is not good for my mental or my emotional health. But you also feel this obligation, tapping into that Cancer mama energy, to stick around and stay in the mix of it. So this card coming up says all of the shit going down and going on around you is kind of putting you into this emotional, you know, murky waters, and that's not where you need to be. You need to remember, turn this into an upright position. And especially if you get into spaces and places that make you think about old shit that you've already worked through, this is what you got to turn into an upright position, a supporting position of this thinker card. Cancer, remind yourself of the work that you've done. Remind yourself of the trials and tribulations that you have worked through and that you have triumphed over. Remember that although you carry a very high emotional energy, and that you guys were known for being sensitive and overly emotional and all that jazz, keep in mind that you have control of your emotions. You actually have control of your triggers. Although the trigger may be random, you have control over the way that you react to it. You have control over how you allow it to affect you on an internal and external level. This needs to be an upright position because there's some shit that you got to think about, that you got to plan during this month, okay? You don't have time to be tossed in the sauce behind your wild ass family members. You don't have time to be trying to figure your way out in the depths of the ocean because this is going crazy over here and this is going crazy over here, and now you're just overwhelmed and you can't take it. We don't have time for that. Cancer, you're going underneath the Gemini full moon energy during this next month, so tap into that perspective, tap into that intellect. Find the balance, because there's other things that you got to worry about during this next month. You don't need to be pulled back into anything. You just need to progress and move forward. So you've got to find the balance when these things start transpiring, okay? The next card that you have coming up in your spread is another 11 card, in which I didn't mention earlier. I mentioned 44 not being a master number, but 11 definitely is. This is the number. This is a number associated with healing and enlightenment. So you're coming into enlightenment during this month of December. You're figuring some shit out. Figuring some shit out in some hard ways, maybe, or reflecting over some things that were a little rough for you, right? But what you need to be doing as you go through the motions over here, you got to tap into this masculine, feminine energy. And it's not so much literally masculine energy, feminine energy. This card, more so in your spread today, Cancer, is pointing to finding the balance and also having the courage to move forward, even though there may be a little bit of residual heaviness left over, or there might be some things that you're not so sure about. There might be, this card coming up here, as I was saying with the emotion and intellect card, it's important for you to understand things, but it's also important for you to not allow them to consume you. Do not become consumed by your families during this month. Do not become consumed by shit that you think is not working out during this month. Just know that everything happens in divine timing, and it will happen when it should and as it should and how it should, okay? But as you go through these things, you've got to remember you can't be pulled down under into the depths of the ocean, because we're not even dealing with the water lunar cycle right now. So this is not anywhere. The ocean, you know what I'm saying? Like, we're in the fire, we're in the air. What you talking about? We got Sag and Gemini. There is no ocean during this month right now. So that's not where you need to be. What you need to be doing is catching that Gemini breeze on that full moon and shooting that Sagittarius arrow to wherever you feel like it needs to be. Do not allow yourself to be consumed by your thoughts, by your emotions, but instead try to understand and acknowledge them, and by doing so, learn the lessons that you need to learn, find your balance, and progress forward. Tap into the fire. You've got a fire coming up in the fire position. So Cancer, this month is all about thinking about your next move and then making it. December might be, although I said it's gonna be kind of quiet, it might be kind of crazy for you in the sense of what's changing. Excuse me. As far as communication goes, you might not be really telling a lot of people your business, because your business is kind of unfolding as you go along. I get the sense that Cancer, you might be thinking about your plans, but it's kind of like instant gratification, instant manifestation. You might be thinking one day, okay, I need to do this. I need a job here. I need to be doing this. And the next thing you know, in 2 days, you got some new work. You might be in a position, Cancer, to where you're like, okay, I would like to get better opportunities here or work on this a little bit more. And in that moment, when you're saying that, you don't have what you're asking for, but next thing you know, within the next few days, what you ask for is presented to you, or you stumble upon it. You know what I'm saying? The power of your mind is very, very strong. I have a variation of it tatted on my arm, on my wrist. We create what we think and what we speak. So Cancer, whatever you're thinking about during this month of December really does have the power to manifest in the physical, because as you're thinking about the shit, you're going to be doing it too, whether it's on a conscious level or not, okay? But this month for you is all about thinking and doing, Cancer, and also having some faith. Trust that things are going to play out the way that you're hoping that they will. You've got Lilac here in the position of your soul message. It comes with the number 42, which breaks down into 6, which is considered the perfect number. It's a number of harmony. So I get this sense that Cancer, I feel like you might kind of be the eye of the storm during the month of December. I feel like the holidays are always crazy for people with Cancer placements. Just because we are so prone to feeling other people's feelings and soaking up other people's energies and wanting to help, and therefore devoting more of our energy into these things and these people, to where we kind of forget about ourselves. But I feel like you're going to be the eye in the center of the storm during the month of December. Things are going to be going on around you, but you're going to kind of be still and quiet and kind of doing your own thing, and not so much as speaking up and speaking out about what you've got going on, but just making sure that you're doing it so that when it is time to talk about it, you're like, well, yeah, while y'all were doing all of this over here, this is what I was working on, so this is why I'm where I'm at now. Just trust and understand that although it might be chaos, although it might be craziness around you, it might be heaviness around you, you don't have to carry it. You actually need to just center yourself and remain in your Zen space during the month of December, because again, there are things that you got to figure out and work through, because there's shit that you got to get done. Also, lilac is a purple. Purple is associated with the crown chakra. So again, especially with this being the end of the year, and with us wrapping up underneath this Sagittarius and Gemini mutable energy, the fall season, we're wrapping things up. We're closing the season of change. We're closing out the fall season, and that being said, everything that we've done within these past couple of months has lent this energy to a shift in our energy, a shift in the physical for us, Cancer. With that being said, all things are coming together. I associate the crown chakra with this energy of everything being aligned as it should, having all of the components that we need, and therefore being at the top with everything that we need, whole, complete, and just resonating with a very vibrant, positive, and abundant energy. So during this month of December, Cancer, make your moves. Real G's move in silence. You know what I'm saying? So you don't got to talk about everything that you got going on, and you also don't have to insert yourself into anything else going on. You know, you can say your piece and you can remove yourself, or you don't have to say your piece at all. You can just, you know, move quietly, make your moves, get the shit together that you want to get together, Cancer, and things will play out as they should. Just keep in mind that you are supposed to be observing during this month, and you are supposed to be reflecting during this month. So whatever that may mean to you, whatever that applies to, definitely try to give that some energy. And not even try, definitely give that some energy during this next month, okay, Cancer? This is the half point of the year for you, or coming up on the half point of the year for you, which means it's a turning point, which means that there's a little bit that needs to be done before you're able to shift it so that you can progress into the next half of your year with the energies that you need, okay? All right, y'all. That is our spread. I hope it resonated with you, provided you with some insight. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to drop them down below. If you'd like your own personal reading, book one with me through my Etsy shop. I am having a holiday sale for the time being, up through Christmas. What else? Check out the Sagittarius lunar cycle or the Sagittarius new moon videos. We're still underneath that lunar cycle. Also, whenever I put it up, check out that Gemini full moon video. And I think it's a great time to reflect. So if you got time and want to, look at my 2019 tarot forecast that I put up back in January and just kind of see what matches up, what lines up with you, what has transpired, what hasn't. I like reflecting like that. And yeah, guys, thank you so much for rocking with me. I appreciate y'all, and I will see y'all next time. Peace.